Residents of Region 1 have been assured by Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa that government's agricultural development plans for Guyana are all-inclusive and covers remote regions and communities across the country. During his visit to the region early this week, the Agriculture Minister informed the residents there of the many developmental projects earmarked for the community, especially those involved in farming. Among the projects slated to begin shortly is the establishment of an agro-processing facility so as to ensure farmers can maximize profits and minimize losses due to spoilage of products. Speaking to residents at Mabaruma, the agriculture minister urged them to be cognizant of the changing dynamic of agriculture due to the impact of climate change, pointing out that there has to be change in the way the business of agriculture is conducted.
So for the Mabaruma farmers, let me get to the brass tack now. What we'll be doing for you. First of all, we recognize that we have to change the way we have been doing things. We can't want new result and do things in the same old way. We have to do agriculture in a smarter way. We heard just now from a number of persons who have spoken, saying about flood affecting the farm. When the crop about to be reaped, flood come and destroy all the crops. So all the labor gone in vain. Comrades, we have to change the way. If we farm in the swamp, we have to move out from the swamp area. If we farm in the lowland area, we will have to impolder those areas. And because of that, I have promised the chairman that within 1 month from now, I will be sending a new machine here to Mabaruma so that you can have the impolderment done, and that machine will remain in your community to do work right across the region. So that will be the regional, the region will be doing that. So we will be sending a machine here, and that machine will remain in the region. Those persons who would have suffered flood during the last flood, and I hope an assessment was done, and those farmers who would have lost their crops, their names are captured in the list, because we have what we are doing now, based on the last flood that we have suffered, right across the country, not only in Region 1, but we had some regions that were more affected than some. I have been in regular contact with your regional chairman, and in all the 3 sub-regions, we have farmers who had suffered tremendously, and each and every person who would have suffered losses because of the flood, whose farms were destroyed, whose gardens were destroyed, we will try as much as possible to reach out to them to give them some form of flood relief.
Minister Mustafa also informed residents of the new agro-processing facility that will be established in the region, one that would help them earn more from their crops. Just before his address, the agriculture minister had listened to residents as they outlined some of the major issues affecting their community and about the development they would like to see happen in the town. In this regard, Minister Mustafa assured the residents that their requests for help and ideas for the general upliftment of the community will be included in the 2022 budget estimates currently being prepared by his ministry.
We are now crafting our budget. We are making proposals for next year's budget. And what we are doing, after today's meeting that we'll be having around the area, some of the proposals that we'll be hearing from you and big investment we'll put in our budget for next year, the agriculture budget. You know, agriculture is a wide sector. So we have to ensure that we capture not only Region 1, but all the regions in our country. Because agriculture touches all the regions. So we have to cater for everybody.
More immediately, though, the agriculture minister outlined a number of interventions from his ministry.
We can't give everybody tools. We can't give everyone tools. So we will be leaving a set of tools here in the care of the RC and the village. So that village with Kumaka will have a set of tools that will be for the benefit of the village. We'll leave that when we leave here today. We also a number of set of tools, things like shovel, cutlass, fork. We'll leave that, right? We'll leave chemicals. We'll leave the bongo pumps. With y'all for Akushi, we leave Akushi and bait, we leave seed today. All those things will be made available, and that will be for the benefit of the community. So you can get yours when the regional chairman and the community decide to share it out. So we brought those with us. What we'll be doing also too, before the year is out, Region 1, through our ministry, we'll be receiving 2 large tractors with implements. The 2 tractors will have grass planter, harrow, plows, and that will be based in the region. And that will be used to help people around the region, farmers around the region. The region, that will help farmers to even plow their land. So that will be help right across, so you will have that help from us too.
Pointing out that it is important to adapt to the reality of the times in terms of our approach to agriculture, Minister Mustafa told farmers that they must now practice the concept of smart agriculture to mitigate against the impact of climate change.
The other things, comrade, as I said, that we have to change the way we're doing things. And instead of planting in the hill foot, instead of planting in the swamp, what we have been doing over the last year, we recognize the challenges that farmers are faced with. Last year and this year, we will be building 150 shade houses. Now, that's the smarter way to do agriculture. We can't do agriculture openly what we used to do before because climate change is real. Now it's September and we still have heavy rainfall. So we can't predict the weather anymore. We have to prepare for it. We can control irrigation to our crops. We can control sunlight to our crops. So what we'll be doing, we will make those material at a very, very cheap cost, and we will help the farmers, all those who want shade house, and our officers will be here to help you set up those shade house so we can change the way we're doing it. The Wauna estate, we have had discussion with the people who are renting it, or are leasing it, and they will start some new crops. They will start ginger, turmeric, coconuts. Because coconut today is one of the most important crops in the world. And we are now a member of the international coconut community. And right across the country, we are seeing more investment coming in the coconut industry. So if we can develop our coconut industry, that's a very lucrative business. We can export to other parts of the world. And we will be having a consultant coming to help us to develop that industry. The Wauna estate promised me that they will create not less than 50 jobs when they start out. But what we'll be doing for you, and the comrade, somebody raised the issue about agro-processing, and that's the way we are going. Because a teacher, where is Sir? Sir raised the issue about some agro-processing. The issue is that over the years, we have had something called like subsistence farming. From the farm, you're trying to get market for your produce. So right from the farm to the market. What we'll be doing across the country, we are now building agro-processing facilities. Right here in Mabaruma, right across your chair. Yeah. Right? We are building and we'll be building a new brand agro-processing facility for you here. Your crop, we'll make it more value added. Instead of taking your crop from the farm and go straight to the market, you take your crop to the agro-processing facility. We have our officers who will be working there. They will help you package your crop. And we will find a market for you. Transportation will become easy now because you have a regular ferry service. And not so long from now, the government will procure a new service for you all. And you'll have regular transportation with your crop. But what we are doing, we have investors from the Caribbean and North America working with us, liaising on with us to get produce from Guyana. And how you can make your produce more value added. Let me just show you, very simple. There is a guy, and I normally use this example around the country. There is a guy who exports sweet potatoes. But when we go into the market to purchase sweet potatoes, sometimes you get more than the sweet potato, the skin, you understand? So, but we still purchase it and we take it home to wash it. But this man has these, these Ziploc bags, very nicely labeled. Peel the sweet potato, put it in that box, seal it, produce of Guyana, and put his label. And when you go in North America, it's on the shelf. When you as a Guyanese go, you're surprised. This is Guyana produced. But we didn't know. We just simply peel it and wrap it and put it in a good package. And it become 3 times or 4 times the cost that you'll get when you go to the market.
This was the message shared with residents of the villages visited by Minister Mustafa during his outreach to Region 1. The provision of scholarships for students of the region was also among the list of interventions promised by the Agriculture Minister.